Hello everybody, sorry again it's been so long since the last video. Titus Valspar here, back again, and I guess I was kind of postponing this last little video just because it's been a little bit for me to take care of the last chapter of this Pandemonium Rising event. For that I do apologize, I just wanted to get through the heroic quest before kind of getting into the next video. Just because the heroic quest does take, or the last chapter of that heroic quest does take a lot of energy to get through. But I finished it this morning, was waiting for my energy to recharge. So now we will go ahead and take a look at another champion here. I was putting some thought into the next one that I want to do. It's been a little bit since we've last talked. I have duped my Superior Iron Man, which I may or may not have mentioned before. If I have, please forgive me. I also duped my Storm recently, but due to the fact that Iron Man is very similar, or he shares his ability, Superior Iron Man shares his ability with a couple of other champions in the game, namely Iron Man and Iron Patriot. That was who I kind of wanted to focus on. However, I also have a very, very fun announcement. I'll pop into my alliance here because you will see it. You will see it right here at the bottom of this corner. I know I've talked about it a little bit, but not 5 minutes ago, I got my first 4-star skill champion, and it is none other than Agent Venom. And I am so happy. Immediately took him up to... got him out of his up to his first max ranking at level 1, and we're going to go through the tier 3 basic catalyst quest with Superior Iron Man here in just a moment. That will get me the last tier 3 basic catalyst that I need to take Agent Venom to rank 2, and I'm taking him straight to rank 3 because I need very badly a good skill champ, and there will be no procrastination in getting him up to that level. So let's go ahead and take a look at Superior Iron Man. We'll also take a look at my 3-star Iron Patriot, who has a maxed ranking. That will kind of give us a pretty good idea of the different abilities that we have here. So let's go ahead and pop in and take a look at his info. So my 4-star Superior Iron Man, he's in my top 4 champions. I think he's number 3. Yep, there he is. And apart from the fact of being my 3rd duped cosmic champion, I really, really do like working with Superior Iron Man because he does trigger armor up a little bit more frequently than Iron Man does. And having this arc overload is extremely nice for things like Alliance quests. Now, it's the same margin on each of the arc overload champions. Superior Iron Man being, well, all of them trigger their arc overload at 15%. Superior Iron Man regenerates 43.7% of his health when his signature ability is at level 20. Now, I'm pretty confident that with as with any other ability, that percentage of health regenerated will increase as you continue to increase the level of that signature ability. So one thing that you will see here is with any incoming attacks, there is a 17% chance to increase armor, which reduces attacks by 18% and lasts for 6 seconds. Special attack number 1, you know what, we'll take a look at the special attacks over here. So, special attack number 1 has a 60% chance to inflict armor break, and that armor break reduces the armor of your opponent by 42% for 8 seconds, which is huge. Now, I believe that this same rate, if not an increased rate, applies to the special attack 2, as well as special attack 3, the Unibeam and the $1 billion punch. But I would need to keep a closer eye on that in order to know for sure. So let's go ahead and, well, let's take a look at his synergies. He does have some pretty good synergies. An increased critical hit rate with Captain America, the regular version. A Teammates, which is with Thor, which gives him an additional 5% block chance. And the really good one here, which is Daredevil, which gives him a 25% critical damage. Now, I don't believe that I have the original Daredevil as a part of my team, so I will not be able to show you that 25 increased critical damage, but that is a huge bonus for those of you that do have him. Now, as I'd kind of discussed, let's go ahead and take a look at my Iron Patriot, who is at 440 in his 3-star. And his signature ability, as you'll see, it's a little bit higher. It's at a level 26. And Iron Patriot is generally one of the weaker tech champions, but he was one of the better champions with the signature ability. I had awakened when I started to advance him, so that's why he's maxed as a 3-star, and I don't mind him. There's definitely tech champions I prefer fighting with, but I use him where I can. So what you'll see here is with his ability. Sorry, I had my screen die there on me for a moment. With his ability, he does have he does gain a little bit less power. Actually, when he drops below 10% instead of that 15, so he regains 39.3. Let's see. Let's get this out of the way here for just a moment. Okay, so what it says here is this almost 40%. Applies to the armor, which gets applied. It gets applied to the regeneration. So again, not as great as what we saw with Superior Iron Man, but it still works. And power gain as well. So you will notice that his power bar starts to increase as he is regenerating. Now, the one thing that happens here is after he does regenerate, he cannot activate armor up, he cannot inflict armor break or stun, and he doesn't have any of his armor, which you see listed over here when I clear this out, of armor 5. So it's definitely a last-ditch effort with him. Always nice to have a little bit more health on your side, but it does come at a little bit of an increased cost in comparison to Iron Man or Superior Iron Man. Let's just take a quick look at my 3-star Iron... You know what? Let's actually take a look at my 2-star Iron Man. Well, he's got a level 19 Arc Overload, and you'll see that number, as far as the regen that he gets, is a little bit closer to what we saw with Superior Iron Man. Again, that will continue to increase as his signature goes up. And to kind of demonstrate that, let's open up the 3-star Iron Man that I have here, which I know his signature ability is very low. Level 2, I had to use a signature stone to get it this far. I just couldn't dupe him, regardless of my best effort. So I had to use an awakening gem and a signature stone to get this. And as you'll see, at level 2, that regen is just under 30%. So that number does go increasing as you continue to open them from crystals and increase their signature abilities. So let's go ahead and jump into this event, or the Daily Proving Ground event quest, and we are going to center our team as best we can around our Superior Iron Man, so we'll pull him in there. And then you'll see Captain America come in. You'll see Thor. I only have Thor in a 2-star, but we'll bring him in for that added bonus. And like I said, I don't have... I do not have the Daredevil. I have the Netflix Daredevil, but I do not have the classic. So let's go ahead and see. I believe Iron Patriot does get a synergy with Iron Man, or Captain America, excuse me. And I did see that Iron Man is also on that list. My 4-star Iron Man is not duped, so we will go ahead and seek out... I think we'll actually go with my 2-star, just because his signature ability, he's even ranked higher than my 3-star. So we'll go ahead and pull him in, and you're just seeing all this synergy popping up here. Despite the fact that I'm using some lower level champions, we do have some pretty good synergies going here. So this will be a good round to go through. So let's see. Yep, I'm still doing pretty good battery wise. So we should be able to get through this without a problem. Again, we'll mainly focus on Superior Iron Man, but I would also like to rotate in some of these other ones where I can. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Again, we're going to go along this route. And even though Captain America will have advantage over that Doctor Strange, I'm going to continue using some of these other champions that I have. So right off the bat, Superior Iron Man is going to have this very nice advantage over War Machine. So we'll just go ahead and give that get started with this. Now I'll have to keep an eye open while I'm doing this to see if I can get up to my signature 2 without killing him or taking too much damage. Then we'll see if that inflicts an armor break. Because I remember how we were talking that we didn't really see that listed, and that's going to take him out. Yeah, that was... you dealt a little too much damage there to see if the armor break is applied. I want to say that it does. I want to say that the armor break applies. Because I feel like I've seen it pop up before, but... I don't know, maybe one of you has a better idea and you can let me know in the comments here. So let's continue. Black Panther. Again, we're just going to stick with Superior Iron Man. He's got a little bit of a higher ranking, so maybe we can trip our level 2 signature ability without taking him out. Now, I do want to minimize hits taken from Black Panther because he has a very nasty bleed damage that he can inflict. It's always good to avoid taking bleed damage. See, like that. Okay, so it does apply an armor break. That has been clarified. And that makes the hits that you tack on there increase. So that clears that up. I don't know why it didn't list that in the descriptions, but yes, it does apply an armor break. So that myth has been debunked. It is a thing. And that really confuses me as to why it's not listed, but can't spend too much time on that wondering. I'm going to keep Iron Patriot out of this one just because it is Thor. We'll continue with Superior Iron Man here for a moment. And I don't know, maybe you'll probably want to see some of these armors be applied. So we'll see if we can. I don't want to do it against Thor though, because Thor has a nasty stun. And he generally isn't a very nice champion to take hits from, so... Okay, so we'll just get him out of the way, and hopefully... I didn't see who's next on the agenda, but we'll see. who is next in line here in just a moment. Okay, so here's our Netflix Daredevil. You know what, I might just let him pick on me for a little bit so you can see this this arc overload when it kicks back in. But does Daredevil afflict... You know, I'll just let him pick on me, but I won't let him actually land his specials, because I think his specials do inflict stun. So you'll see my health kind of start to drop a little bit rapidly here. And you'll see that I've got these two armor charges up, so those will definitely reduce my damage. Any moment now. Okay, so now you're seeing this overload start to kick in. And we're getting all that health that we were just missing back. So that's a pretty good regen there. I mean, what was it, the 42% that we said that we saw? Applied to that extra 15%. That was remaining, or the threshold that it needed to reach. So that leaves you with about 60% of your health once the regen finally finishes. Again, that's provided that you don't take too many hits from, or that's a theoretical yield if you don't take any hits from your opponent there. So with Unstoppable Colossus, just for the sake of showing it to you, I think I will switch over here to my Iron Patriot, because we're still dealing with the same signature ability, even though it is a little bit different. It does the nature of the beast is slightly different. So yeah, that's the route that we'll go here. I won't bother showing you Iron Man because his overload's pretty much the same thing as Superior Iron Man. So we'll let him knock me around for a little bit here. Not quite like that. That wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Unstoppable Colossus has a ridiculous amount of armor that likes to kick in. So it'll be a miracle if I get out of this fight alive. Okay, here's where I probably want to start blocking. Especially Unstoppable Colossus after using his specials. Okay, so you'll see there I've got some regen going, and you'll see that my power bar is steadily increasing. Now, I can't afflict a stun at this point anymore, even with that third level attack, which I will go ahead and show you. Again, my opinion, definitely not one of the stronger level 3 attacks. Still kind of cool looking, but again, not my favorite. So we no longer can inflict a armor break, we can't inflict stun, and we've got our armor down. I might actually get away with, well, maybe I spoke too soon. I'll show you his level 1, so there's that. In comparison to Iron Man and Superior Iron Man's level 1, it's similar, but you do have two different hits on that rather in regard to just the one. So I didn't expect to get away from that unscathed, but if I were to take my Iron Patriot into this next fight with Doctor Strange, that armor would reset, just like in any other fight, and I would be able to trigger my armor up again into that next fight. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a Moon Knight here. So we'll go ahead and you know what, just for the sake of using him, we'll bring in Iron Man. Just because you'll probably guaranteed see his armor up get used here. Or not his armor up, his arc overload get used here. Because he is so much weaker than this Moon Knight. You could just see, for being a 2-star, he just takes little increments off of his health. But we're getting the job done. We're getting there. And just so long as I avoid direct contact with those specials, I should be okay. Well, I might actually get away from this better off than I thought I would. Unless I do that. Yeah, I haven't used my 2-stars in forever. It's been a while since I've done the 2-star arena. Okay, so you'll see his arc overload fighting with the bleed there. I'll probably end up losing this one, but that's fine. That's kind of what we expected. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can actually pull off a win here, which at this point is looking even more, or I guess I should say even less and less plausible. But we're doing pretty good. I don't know, guys. We might actually pull this off. It's going to be close, but I think he has the edge. Yep. Figured that was going to be the case. But we did some pretty good damage regarding that this is a 2-star Iron Man. Granted, he is as strong as he can be level-wise. So we'll just switch back to Iron Patriot just because we can. Finish him off real quick and then get to the main attraction, which is Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is, apart from the game, this is just as a little bit of a side note, apart from the game, he just happens to be my all-time favorite superhero. So I will definitely be doing a video regarding him towards the end of this month or the beginning of next month as his movie gets ready for release. But one thing that you do have to be aware with Doctor Strange, his counterspell ability allows him to take away the buffs of your champions. So when using champions like Iron Man, Superior Iron Man, really anybody, the abilities may just be nullified or be taken away. With this, in this particular fight, at a 40% efficiency rate. Probably more so if you bring, I mean, it's not going to give you a calculation here, but probably with more accuracy if you bring a Cosmic Champion, as Doctor Strange does have a class advantage. But this is about Superior Iron Man, Iron Patriot, characters with arc overload, so we're going to give it a shot. And we'll probably be just fine, because this is a 3-star Doctor Strange, and I have a 4-star. Yep. A 4-star Superior Iron Man. So that's a little bit of what you should expect to see with when fighting or using a duped Iron Man, Superior Iron Man, or Iron Patriot. So let's see if I do get that catalyst that I need. Here's the last one. And we have enough fragments, so that'll work. That will definitely work. I will take it for what it's worth. And we'll get back to ranking up Ancient Venom. Now, everybody else on here that does these videos does crystal openings and rank up, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But we will go ahead and... My screen died on me again. But we will go ahead and let's see if I can't find somebody in the alliance that we can fight. I don't think anyone has as their... You know what? Actually, we do have one. So we do have a superior... Okay, we've got a couple superior Iron Mans in here. There's an Iron Man. Okay, there's more than what I thought. So let's go ahead and... Just because I know that his superior Iron Man is going to be a bear. Templar. Temps, as we like to call him. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, that superior Iron Man is going to be a nightmare to fight against. And his arc overload's at a 26. So let's go ahead and fight Shiva Kumar here, who his Iron Man still, I feel like it outranks my... It might not actually, but as you'll see here, his arc overload is at a 43. So you'll see that his arc overload almost gets him to 50% regen, on top of that 15 that's underlying. So let's have a duel between the Iron Mans and see whose Iron Man is better. I was going to say superior, but superior Iron Man's the title superior is in the name. And no, he does definitely have a higher ranking than I do. His was up in the 3000s, bottom of the 3000s, mine's mid 2000s. This will balance out a little bit because my superior Iron Man will have a class advantage over his Iron Man. So it looks like I do have at least the personal index advantage here. So it looks like we're doing pretty good so far, but you will see a better arc overload kick in here. Maybe if I don't take him out with this. Nope, you won't see a better arc overload because I bypassed it using that special 3. Ugh, pardon me. You know what? Let's go one more round with him. Why not? Why not go one more round? Or am I feeling gutsy? What's your signature on that? Okay. Here's a really good example. So again, at a level 53, and you'll see that these numbers are kind of gradually decreasing because Kabam's not going to give everything away for free, right? But we have ever so much closer to that 50% armor regeneration. I'm actually not sure what number it reaches when you're at a 99 signature ability. But this is definitely a very scary, if you can use that word, superior Iron Man. So why don't we just see how well we can really do against J1M3069, who's kind of a newcomer here in the Alliance. Welcome. I will definitely point you this way so you can take a look at this video and see just whose Iron Man is better, yours or mine. Probably yours, but we'll see what happens. So he's got a lot of personal index here stacked against me, but we're holding on for now. We are definitely holding on. Keep your eye on these charges that he's getting, the armor up, everything else there, because like I said, it does activate a little bit more frequently than the other. So we'll go ahead and get off the level 3 there, knock a chunk off. and you'll see his arc overload is like fighting 2 Iron Mans. It's like having to defeat him twice in one battle. And you'll see he's got a bunch of armor stacked over there. Let some of it time out. Go with our level 3 again. Now the whole idea is to keep him from activating his level 3. And we're doing okay so far. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Nope, that's not good. There we go. We did it. Sorry, J1M 3069, but I was able to overcome your superior Iron Man. Granted, it came at a price, as you can see there. But I got it done the first try. So I would say a challenge extended, but you could probably very easily take down my group with your superior Iron Man. Nevertheless, never give up hope, because it is always possible. So that's really all I wanted to show you regarding champions that have arc overloads. Hopefully they make a little bit more sense to you. And keep that in mind when you go into, when you use Iron Man in your Alliance Quest, your Alliance Wars, or if you come across them in an Alliance War. Just know that. A lot of people like to put Iron Man and Superior Iron Man, even Iron Patriots, on nodes with thorns because of the armor. It just makes them a little bit more of a nuisance and you have to hit them more. Or on other nodes where they like to put them on other nodes as well, where they have a higher armor rating, or their armor abilities trigger more often, or armor break is inflicted, or more effective. So keep your eyes open when fighting any of those characters, Iron Man, Superior Iron Man, Iron Patriot, because they can be a real challenge. But hopefully this will allow you to combat them a little bit better, and also now you know a little bit more about how to use them, how to fight against them, how to use them. So we will go ahead and continue this video. We'll probably take a look at Storm, as she's the next 4-star on my list, unless I happen to duplicate somebody that I want to talk about more. So until then, we will go ahead and sign off. This is Titus Valspar, and we will see you again here sometime next week. Enjoy!